What's up, everybody? You are tuned in to the Cris Style
Ammo.
Podcast, episode 157, Takeover Wednesday. Hope everybody's having a good day, whatever you're doing. You're at home, you're at work, whatever you're doing. We appreciate you tapping in with us tonight. We went a little earlier today, so hopefully that it's more convenient for everybody to jump in here and live and watch us and, talk about these topics that we got tonight. We got a lot of topics tonight: NBA, March Madness, and some NFL stuff, and some other things that we're gonna get into. Of course, random news is tonight too. So buckle up, get your popcorn, get your drinks, and let's tap in. Maul, what is going on, brother?
Not much, man. I think this might be the first episode that we ever started on time, so I think we should give flowers for that. But feeling good, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I can't complain.
Look a little tired there, bro.
No, I'm good. I'm good. It was slow today. Nothing going on. So, all right, man. Let's talk about these topics, man. Let's get into the March Madness. We had the women's Elite Eight on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
so we had a couple games. Of course, we had TCU versus Texas and UConn versus USC. Uh, UConn, or no, wait, start with Texas. Texas beat TCU 58-47. Um, the Texas defense, man, them girls don't play. They full court press from the jump. Like they ain't no waiting to the fourth quarter or whatever we turn it out from the jump. I
Mm-hmm.
think TCU had about several 5 second violations trying to inbound the ball, and they just could not get it in. They got muscled, they got bullied, they got beat up, and that was pretty much the name of the game. It was a low scoring game. Um, they forced TCU with 21 turnovers and limiting TCU to 27% shooting. Um, Madison Booker had 18 points, while Rory Harmon added 13 and 5 assists. Haley Van Leith, she had 17 points, but it was a struggle for her. And Sedona Price, she only had like 4 points. So, like I said, this was a defensive struggle for TCU. They were just too beat up. They couldn't get they could barely get the ball in balance. They could barely get the ball across half court. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And there was no easy buckets for them. Texas is not a 3 point shooting team. They're more of a mid range, take it inside type team. So they're a tough team. They're a physical team. That's why we'll get into the South Carolina and Texas matchup in a minute. But yeah, man, it was just a tough matchup for TCU. But shout out to TCU, man. They made history by going to the Elite Eight. And shout out to Haley Van Lith. She's been to the Elite Eight, what, 3 times in a row? So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
she ended off on a good note for the most part at TCU. I'm pretty sure she's going to enter into the draft, and she'll be a first round pick. I assume.
Yeah, I think she should be a first round pick. We've seen the talent with her from Louisville to LSU now to TCU. I agree with you, man. Obviously, I just think the Texas defense was just way too much for them. You already mentioned the 21 turnovers. I think they were like 4 for 20 from three. TCU was so. It was just a tough game. You know, what I mean, you just got to tip your cap off to Texas. They were just a better team, the bigger team, the more aggressive team, the more physical team. What I mean, they just whooped their ass. That's all we can honestly say, man. They did everything that they wanted to do, and TCU, you got to give them credit. They fought hard to the end. They got it pretty close at the end, but they just couldn't get the stops when they needed to.
Mhm.
Too many. I think at the last like 4 minutes, they missed a couple jump shots, couple threes that we expected them to that they normally would hit. I think Van Lith missed one that she was pretty much wide open with.
Mhm.
I did like some of their defensive pressures for them to try to get back in the game when Haley Van Lith was kind of like being the kind of like what would you call him, like I want to say like a spotter, but she was just like the roamer in a sense where she would kind of roam off designated player that she was supposed to be guarding to, kind of double team, trap, all that type of stuff. That did really help them kind of get back in towards the game, but it was just too much with them not being able to hit shots, causing turnovers. Texas was just a better team, and it's gonna be very interesting seeing them in the Final Four. If they could bring that level of defense, they're gonna have a great shot, man, to win the whole thing. So it should be an interesting matchup with them in their Final Four matchup on Friday.
Yeah, for sure. Then we had UConn versus USC. Look, we all know the name of this game. Juju Watkins is out for the season with the ACL tear, so this game was kind of a unfortunate letdown because we didn't get the matchup that we wanted. Paige Beckers versus Juju Watkins. And it showed in this game. Kiki could only do so much. She was hitting shots in the beginning, but then they kind of started double teaming her. And those freshmen, I think the stage just got a little too big for them at this point. And they were missing shots. They were turning the ball over. And Paige Beckers she went off with 31 points, 6 assists, and 4 steals and 2 blocks. But I think the game changer was freshman Sarah Strong, because she was the one that got it going early with 22 points, 17 rebounds. She was getting all those second chance points and 4 assists. The only person on USC that was really like showing up was Raya Marshall. She had 23 points and 15 rebounds. So I think Kiki only had like 10 points when it was all said and done. But it's unfortunate for USC. You know what I'm saying? If they had Juju out there, we all probably would have picked USC to win because we feel like Juju is the best in the nation. It probably would have been a way closer game. But hey, man, unfortunate injuries happen in the game, and hey, UConn, they shouldn't feel any type of bad. Take the dub, go into the Final Four, and get ready. You know what I'm saying, to play a tough UCLA team.
Nah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, this matchup was very anticlimactic. You know what I mean? Especially with all the buildup that we had, the anticipation that we had for this game, to see the big rematch. You know what I mean? The number one conversation going into this tournament was, how messed up it was that we were going to get this matchup before Final Four. You know what I mean? And then obviously, the whole, devastation of seeing Juju with the ACL injury. It just sucks, man. This whole game was just kind of it was just bittersweet in a sense, just because we didn't get that matchup. Shouts out to USC. You said it, Raya Marshall, man. She did show out, man, with the 23 points, and I think you said like 17 rebounds or something like that. She did a great job, but obviously it was just too much, man. Paige Beckers and all those girls, man. They played a hell of a game. Shane, what I mean? You play who was in front of you. Anybody that's doubting them is crazy. You know what I mean? But overall, the matchup with UCLA is going to be very, very interesting with the size that UCLA has going up against kind of the superstar talent in Paige and some of the other all-stars. I think I forgot the young lady's name. She came from Princeton. She's like their point guard. I think her name is Kaylee Chen or something like that.
Oh yeah, her too.
Kaylin Chen.
I was thinking of Ozzie Foot.
Oh, Ozzie Fudd, yeah, no, she nice too. Like I'm not gonna say her, but I know she's been a big proponent to their offense and getting them moving. I think, when she was with Princeton, she was the player of the year in their conference, in the Ivy League conference. So, they got the depth. UConn does, but UCLA has the size, so it's definitely gonna be an interesting matchup with them. But man, shout out to Paige, man. Shout out to UConn. Shout out to Gino Auriemma. Well deserved, man. And that's definitely gonna be probably the game of the night with UCLA and UConn.
Yeah, and we can go ahead and get into the games. South Carolina will be facing Texas. This is going to be a defensive battle. This is going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to come down to who's going to take over. The big matchup to me is going to be that Rory Harmon versus Tahina Powell matchup. That's going to be a big matchup right there because they're the ones that's going to have, and Tessa Johnson's going to have to hit her shots too. It's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be a hard physical game. Girls gonna be busting each other upside their head. It might be some tension because the girls both sides play rough defense. They don't play around, and it's just who's gonna take over offensively. Who's gonna hit the shots when they need to hit the shots? Who's gonna be efficient? because no shot is going to be easy in this game. I'm gonna still roll with South Carolina because I just think they got the experience, and I'm gonna roll with Don Staley. But it's not gonna be easy. They can't come out flat in the first half like that, or they're gonna get blown out. I'll tell you that right now. They will get smoked if they come out flat like they've been these last few games. So they gotta have to pick up the pace. They're gonna have to get some early buckets. They're gonna have to get these girls going early. Joyce Edwards, she's gonna have to get going too. When Marisha Riley gets in the game, she's gonna have to hit her shots. Like they're gonna have to hit every shot, well, most of their shots when they put them up. They're gonna have to take some smart shots too. Like they can't be just throwing up stuff. So, and same thing on Texas. Texas is gonna have to be efficient with their scoring too. So it's gonna be a tough game, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Obviously, they did meet earlier in March. I think South Carolina won 64 to like 45 or something like that. So, Texas is going to be highly motivated, with this rematch. You know what I mean? Especially with, everything on the table. You know what I mean? To go to the national championship. I agree with you. South Carolina can't play with their food. They're going to have to. I think this whole game is pretty much going to come down to what South Carolina team are we going to get? Are we going to get the South Carolina team that blew out Texas? Are we going to get the South Carolina team we've seen the last couple games where they're down in the first half trying to scrap their way back, you know what I mean? And if that's going to be the case with how tough this Texas defensive team is defensively, it's going to be hard to climb back, you know what I mean? So I think that first half is kind of going to say a lot about where this game is going to go with me. I think if South Carolina can win the first half, I think they win this game. I think if South Carolina doesn't win the first half, it's going to be Texas going to the national championship. That's how I see it. Offensively, they're going to have to find a rhythm. They're going to have to find that player that's going to be able to put the ball in the hoop when it's needed. You know what I mean? They can't have slow starts, as you said. Texas is ready, and they're going to be hungry with that rematch, especially the embarrassment that they had the last time these two played with each other. So, hey, man, Texas is clicking. South Carolina is the team that has not looked good. They just, by the grace of God, things have bounced their way for them to make it to this point. They could have easily been bounced 2 games ago. So, what I mean? It should be interesting. I think that first half is going to say a lot. But if I do have to make a pick on this game, I'm going to pick South Carolina because, I'm going to ride with my girls, Don Staley. You know what I mean? We always support Don over here, especially me. So I'm going to roll with Don in South Carolina. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I would not be surprised if Texas win this game.
I wouldn't be surprised either. Now, you already tapped on it a little bit, but this UConn UCLA game is interesting. It is interesting because, you got Paige Beckers who, they got the star power over there at UConn. But UCLA, but that Lauren Best chick, man, she's a tough matchup, man. She's just too big to cover. Like, I don't know who's going to cover her. She's like a walking 30 points a game. Like, they're going to double her and just, live with if somebody else goes off. The Kiki chick that was on Nightcap the other night, if she goes off, fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like, all right, whatever, man. If she go off, let her go off. But we can't let her go off because if Lauren Betts get to going off, it's going to be a tough one. Now, Paige can go off too. Sarah Strong can go off too. And then, Ozzie Fudd, she hasn't been playing too good in the finals and then, in the March Madness tournament. But, any night she can pick it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to take all of them. It's going to take Paige to have him. She might need 40. She might need 40 to win this game because, like I said, that UCLA team ain't no joke, man. And when they get hot, they don't play around, man. Like, it's like I said, they're going to have to figure something out for that Lauren Betts chick because she's the real deal.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, who do you have? Who you got picked? Who you got winning?
I'm gonna roll with UConn because I'm gonna roll with Paige. I just think Paige is gonna. I think she's rolling right now. She's on the tear right now. She's on a mission. I think she's trying to wipe that last year's bad taste out of her mouth, and she's trying to show like I'm one of them ones. So I'm gonna roll with the superstar in this whole battle. But would I be surprised if UCLA win? No, I would not be surprised whatsoever.
Nah, yeah. I think this matchup is going to be amazing. I think two styles that I think kind of fit well with each other. But I'm gonna be honest with you, The only time I've seen UCLA have any trouble was against Juju and USC. Besides that, they smoked South Carolina in South Carolina. They beat a lot of top ranked teams. Obviously, these two haven't faced each other yet, but UCLA is technically the better team. I'm just gonna say it, man. Lauren Betts, Kiki. Like I expect this team to win. I do think it's gonna be a close game. I think Paige Beckers is gonna have a good game. I think it's gonna be a little tough for her. I don't see her getting 40 or anything like that. But Paige is spectacular. We all know that. But I just think UCLA is the better team. I think they'll win. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up winning by 5 to 10 points, man. I just think UCLA is the team to beat right now for the national championship.
I'm not mad at that, man. It's going maybe not 40, but it's going to take Paige to have 25. It's going to take Sarah Strong.
Yeah, she's going to need like 20. She's gonna need like a 25-point triple double, something like that. You know what I mean? She's gonna need some help. You know what I mean? Like obviously, she's gonna need all of the players to help her. They need everybody to be clicking. Defensively, offensively. You know what I mean? Lauren Betts, I think that's a mismatch right there in itself, man, because we know how dominant she is and we all know what Kiki can do. So and then all the rest of those ladies over at UCLA, man, they've been dominant all year. I said the only team that's really given them any trouble was USC. They're the only ones that gave them any losses. And even in the Big Ten championship game, USC was up by damn near 15, and USC just started doing dumb things, and they couldn't hit anything. UCLA was able to come back and win that game. But
I just think with Juju, it was just a bad matchup because Kiki can match up with
absolutely, yeah. It just showed how great Juju is. You know what I mean? We all know Juju is like a transcendent player. She just is transcendent athlete, which makes it even more like, damn, like we just couldn't get her to the Final Four. You know what I mean? So it sucks, but we all know she'll be back. But yeah, I got UCLA winning on Friday against UConn. A very close game, very, very close game. But I got UCLA winning.
Well, then you got UCLA winning the whole thing, right?
Yes, I do. I have UCLA winning the whole thing. Just because of my girl Juju out. I had originally USC winning, but I got UCLA winning the whole thing. I think it will be UCLA versus South Carolina, and I think Lauren Betts will put on a show, be player of the whole tournament, and UCLA will take the bag.
Yeah, not in my Final Four. I mean, in my nanny, I got South Carolina versus UConn. I took South Carolina in a close game, like 65-64.
Yeah. Hey man, any game we're gonna get out of these good ladies, man, I think we're gonna get 2 great games on Friday night. So I'm excited to watch it.
And then Saturday, we got the men's Final Four.
Yes, sir.
We got Florida at Auburn, and we got Houston at Duke. We've made our picks. I got I got Auburn winning the whole thing over Duke. So I think both games are going to be good, but I think Auburn is clicking at the right time. They're playing their best ball right now, and Florida's playing good too. But I'm gonna roll with Auburn, and Duke is just Duke. They too good. Cooper Flagg is the best in the nation right now, and I just think he's gonna put on another show. And I got Auburn over Duke in the national championship.
Yeah, man. I think with the Duke Houston game, I think that's going to be a very interesting matchup with the defensive capabilities that Houston has. They're a very rugged team, and it's hard to kind of duplicate that in practice on what they can do. The only thing that scares me with Houston is just on the offensive side. Yeah, they do have 3 guys that are shooting, I think, like 35% and better from 3-point range. So that is a plus. Now, if Houston can hit their shots, I would not be surprised if Houston wins this game. I just think they're better defensively. Now, we all know Cooper Flagg is a superstar talented guy. He's definitely going to easily be the number 1 pick. My Carolina blood tells me don't pick Duke. But I'm going to go with Duke in that game. Auburn and Florida, to me, it's about Clayton Jr., bro. That boy is nasty. Yes. That boy is the best player on that court. You know what I mean? No disrespect to anybody on Auburn. I think he's the best player on that court. And I know Florida hasn't looked really good. Florida's kind of like in the same gray area as like South Carolina. We all know they're probably the best team in the nation. No disrespect to Duke. I know some people have Duke, but I think Florida has been the best team in the nation for the past 2 months. Obviously in this tournament they haven't looked really well, but I think they're going to click, and then I think they're very familiar with Auburn, and I just think they're too big, and I think Clayton's just going to be the superstar of the show, and he's going to prove why he should be a top 10 pick. So I got Florida winning that. So it's gonna be Florida Duke. And then in that game, we're gonna get the superstars against each other. I think that's what people will be clamoring for. Cooper Flag versus Clayton. It's gonna come down to the wire. And I got Clayton Jr., man. I think he's gonna top over Cooper Flag, man. I think with the clutchness that he has, man, that boy is nice, man. If you have not watched him, please do on Saturday. That boy's gonna be nice in the league, man. And I got Florida winning the whole thing, man. So I think I'm really excited to watch this Final Four. I know everybody's been like, "Yo, which are you more excited about, the women's or the men's?" I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a little bit more excited for the men's, man, just because of the matchups that we do have. Juju not being there, it's kind of a downer for me. But yeah, I'm more excited to watch this men's tournament. I'm excited to watch both. Don't get it twisted, but I'm a little bit more excited to watch this men's Final Four because I think we got the four best teams. I think we got superstars all across the board on both of these teams, different styles. And I'm becoming a huge Clayton Jr. fan every time I get to watch this kid.
Yo, he's nice. No, he's nice for sure. Nice for sure. All right, man. Talk about a little Monday Night Raw. Give a little recap.
Let's do it.
Did you get to watch it?
I got to watch the Cody Rhodes and John Cena part. I didn't get to watch the rest though.
Well, you know, of course, John Cena has been coming out first. These past 2 weeks, you know, going on his rants, talking to the crowd, not really, you know, addressing Cody Rhodes really. Mm-hmm. But this week was different. It was. So he comes out, and then as soon as he comes out, Cody comes out. This time, you know, just like, nah, we ain't doing this no more. He comes out to the ring. John's about to say something. Cody says, nah, we ain't doing that. And he kind of does a B-Rabbit Eminem type thing where he tries to like, oh, you going to talk about this. You going to talk about that.
Lisp like, and all that. Yeah. My failures. Yeah.
But then my man John Cena said, nah. My man said, I ain't going to punch down on your level. I ain't going to cook you. I'm going to bury you. Mm-hmm. Then he said, you know, people saying John Cena said that people used to say John Cena used to bury people, which he did. He used to bury people back in the day. He said, I don't bury talent. I am talent. I bury mediocrity. Said that he, you know, Cody Rhodes weaseled his way to the top because, you know, he used to be his chauffeur and pretty much saying like, you know, he's not him, you know, Cody, you know, is just an imitation of all the people that he's looked up to over the years. And he's not himself. And he's not authentic. And just pretty much saying he was a phony. He's a phony. he doesn't deserve the only reason why you got the belt because you rode my coattail for years. Mm-hmm. And Cody rebuttal was, you know, I was chosen, but I was chosen by the fans. You was chosen by Vince McMahon. And pretty much said that, you know, the part that I did like, you know, Cody had his little thing where he said, you know, everybody's scared of you on the mic. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? You got more dick in that promo than you do in your jorts. Then he said, you know, thank you, John, for giving me the softball. Yeah, you know what you left me. You left me with a lot of fans that were disenfranchised, which is true. A lot of fans left and stopped watching wrestling during the John Cena era, that PG era, because it started getting watered down and washed up. Mm-hmm. And John Cena was winning every time. It was like he was unstoppable. And just pretty much told, you know, John, you know, he told John he was his hero, but he's called him a piece of shit. And then, you know, of course, John rebutted back, pretty much saying, I worked hard to get way harder to get to this spot than you ever did. You're pretty much a Nepo baby. The tattoo on your neck, you know, it's just you showing off your ego because you have to show your gimmick off. He also said that his gimmick is weak because all he is a lazy, you know, his gimmick is lazy because he uses the fans to, you know, sing his songs and whatever. And they started singing the song again.
Yeah.
And then he said, he said you had to leave uh, because you knew your best couldn't wipe my ass. Then he said, I make empires for billionaires, and you just steal money from their kids, which was a Tony Khan shot. So that's how it. Well, he dropped the mic. Said, "I see you, WrestleMania champ." Then, of course, Cody said, hold on. After all that, at least the fans never said I couldn't wrestle." And he went back in the ring. At first, he looked like he was gonna fight him. Then he did the whole fake turnaround, and he got the crossroads put on him. John Cena was laid out in the ring. So, what did you think? Because this was the only segment you got to see. So, what was your thoughts?
No, I ain't gonna lie. It was fire. I was actually pleasantly surprised to see Cody Rhodes hold his own against John Cena. I know that's been kind of the big talk all over Twitter and the internet that they were kind of hiding Cody from actually having a back and forth with John. And it's kind of like the build up to this, and to see Cody Rhodes just straight up come out right before he starts talking. I was kind of expecting we're going to get the same. John Cena tells us how much we don't respect him and this and that, and how much he hates us, and he's going to show us who we really are type shit. And this is all right. We're going to do this for another third week, but see Cody Rhodes just come out right before he even says a word, and just kind of has the whole back and forth with him. When John Cena first did his initial, going in, burying speech and all that, I was like, all right, it ain't looking good for Cody. Right?
That's what I said. I was
like, bro, it ain't looking for my guy Cody. Man. What I mean? You know what I mean? It seemed, and then low key, as the speech kept going on, it seemed like the crowd was low key starting to turn on Cody Rhodes a little bit, because they started like when John Cena was kind of saying like, oh, I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna take the belt type shit. You had a good amount of people cheering about that, and then when Cody, I forgot specifically what Cody said, but when he started speaking, you heard a couple boos and stuff like that, but when he got his shit off, then that's when the crowd was like, "Oh, okay, Cody, legit." I think it just boosts Cody up a little more.
Yeah,
what I mean? I think it put a little bit more respect on Cody, and then just his presence on the mic, man. I think it's good for him. You know what I mean? I think he needs more of that. I think lately, as I've been kind of gearing back into WWE and stuff, like I come from the generations of The Rock, the Stone Colds, the Razor Ramones. Those guys were so epic on the mic. You know what I mean? To when I started seeing like Cody, he had his moments, but at the same time, it's just like, man, he could always give us a little bit more. It's just like, just give us a little bit more, like give us like something unique. You know what I mean? It's always like, oh, like I'm for the crowd loves me. Da, 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 da. And it's like, bro, we get that, we appreciate that, but give us something. And I think Monday night was at least my first time of seeing Cody just being like, all right, that's fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that's going to be memorable. You know what I mean? We call, name some of the Stone Cold, especially the Rock stuff, all the memorable stuff he's always done. Like, I think this is one of the more memorable Cody moments in his career. You know what I mean? And I just think it gets the level of excitement ready, prepared for WrestleMania. I'm excited to see the John Cena and Cody Rhodes matchup. I don't know if they have any more kind of meetups before WrestleMania. I'm sure you know better than me, but
I'm sure they will.
I'm sure they probably will, because it's probably like,
because you still got to get The Rock involved. And like,
yeah. Because I remember you kind of hinted that maybe The Rock would show up, but I was a little surprised that he didn't come. But I'm sure that eventually he has to come out, because we all know he's probably going to be there for WrestleMania and stuff like that.
Of
but
course.
Obviously, with WrestleMania being about like 2-3 weeks away, it's definitely building up. And I said I was truly impressed by both. This is probably obviously out of the 3 meetups that they've had over in Europe, this is obviously the best one out of all 3. You know what I mean? So shout out to both guys, man. It really elevated the storyline for sure.
So you also had Finn Balor. He had his interaction with Dom. The whole Judgment Day was in the back.
Yeah.
And Finn Balor, was celebrating, their win from last week, and pretty much was like, I'm gonna go get my title shot. And then he leaves, and then you see Liv. She's like, you hear him? He talking about him. He ain't talking about y'all. You know what I'm saying? Getting titles. Kind of putting that bug in Dom, and Dom was kind of like, "What you talking about?" Like, I'm cool with it, like almost. But you see what's gonna happen. They're gonna have the IC belt title match, and Dom and him are gonna go at it. And, it's inevitable that either Finn is going to lead the Judgment Day. He's going to go on his own and do his own thing. So, um, then you had Gunther take on
Oh,
Big
I did
Jim,
watch this. I did watch this part with Gunther and
Jimmy,
the Uso brothers. Yeah, I did watch that.
Jimmy Uso, and it was actually a pretty solid match. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? In the beginning, Jimmy was getting the best of Gunther, and they was going back and forth. But at the end, finally, Gunther, he put that sleeper hold on him and just choked him out. And then he kind of beat him up a little bit after, choked him out a little bit more afterwards. And at first, people were underwhelmed because he just, when Jay came down, he just leave. Everybody was like, "That's it!" Like we were expecting more. So then when they come back to Jay Uso for the commercial break, you see
Boom. He gets
Gunther come out of nowhere. Bye.
Yeah,
Beating the hell out of both of them. And then he put the rope tie on Jay and tied him up to the ropes and commenced to beating the hell out of Jimmy Uso. Like, if y'all not interested in this match now, I don't know what to tell you. Like, they turned the heat up on this match for real. You had my man Jimmy bloody, got my man Jay calling out his government name, called him Jonathan. So it's gonna be interesting to see where Jay goes from here. Um, you know, I'm sure Jimmy's not gonna be on TV until WrestleMania. Um, but we all know inevitable Jay Uso is gonna be Gunther now for sure. For sure, he's winning that belt. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the first match of night one.
Yeah, I think he's gonna beat the shit out of his ass. I think it's gonna be a situation where like I wouldn't be surprised if he. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if there's any stipulations on as far as like match type. I don't know if it's just a normal. Is this like just a normal match? Because low-key, I wouldn't be. It's a what?
It's a normal match.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they switched it. I wouldn't be surprised within the next couple weeks he introduces like, yo, fuck this shit. I want us to do like a no holds barred match or some shit, or do a steel cage match or something, because he wants to literally, get his payback. Because I agree with you. I think that whole moment when Gunther ran away like a little bitch, and then it went to commercial break, they was like, all right, that's it. All right, cool. And then, come back after, the Dayquil commercial, and the next thing homie just comes up and knocks him upside the head. And then just kind of seeing the whole beating of, the bloody, blood, him getting bloody Jimmy and all that. And then just, it just kind of seemed like it was like the moment where it made Jay crack. You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like Jay was like holding back, every instance, every time I saw it was just like, Jay getting put in a chokehold by Gunther. And it's just like, all right, man, we're going to go through another week. Like, bruh, to me, it's like watching an Invincible show when Invincible just keeps getting his ass whooped. And it's like, bruh, come on, man, like stand up. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like in that same instance. But, I think this is the moment where you kind of saw it in his eyes, where it's just like, all right, I gotta go into a deep, dark place if I want to beat this man. You know what I mean? This is supposed to be like the big boogeyman. He's the heavyweight champion of the world. And, kind of like when they first had their conversations before the match, where he told him like, yo, be careful. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Jimmy trying to say, I'm going to kill the boogeyman fear that you have in this man. But, for some reason, Jay even said it, like, yo, be careful. That was the last thing he said. And then, got this whole instance. And then, for him to see his brother being laid out like that, all bloody, and nothing he can do about it, I thought it was beautifully scripted. I thought it was beautifully done. You know what I mean? Just seeing that moment of, like, he got to go into that dark place if he wants to beat this guy. So I think we're going to see I think we're going to see a different Jay Uso in the ring at WrestleMania when he fights Gunther.
Yeah, he got to go into that old Uso bag, Jay Uso bag when they was Uso Penitentiary.
Yeah.
They also had New Day. Now look, I think they dropped the ball on the New Day since they've turned heel. They had some heat on them, and then it just kind of faltered because it's not, they just not have been really using them right to me. But they faced off against Pete Dunne and Tyler Bray. He came back from a tour pec. It was good to see Tyler Bray back. It was a good match, but of course, New Day wins and they issue a challenge out to the War Raiders. But it's like there's no build up for it. It's just kind of they got the next 2 weeks to build it up, but right now it's just kind of like, okay, you called out the War Raiders and they just stand across from each other talking trash, and it's just like, all right, whatever. Then you had Logan Paul AJ Styles comes out, calls out Logan Paul. This segment was kind of underwhelming. It's kind of forced. I get it.
Mhm.
They've been trying to push this match, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good match. AJ Styles, he can work with anybody. Logan Paul, he's actually a really good worker. So in the ring is going to be good, but the back and forth between the two, it was just kind of like, all right, you guys are dragging this out. Let's go.
Mhm.
Let's wrap this up.
Mhm.
And Logan Paul ended up getting the better of it. I like Logan Paul's new move too. He got a nice little finisher, but he ended up getting the best of AJ Styles. So they're pretty much doing this match at WrestleMania for sure. And then you had the women's championship match, uh, which Io Sky defended her belt against Rhea Ripley with Bianca Belair as the special guest referee. We all knew what was going to happen in this match. Whenever it's a special guest referee, the special guest referee always gets hit. And that's what happened. She got kicked in the face by Rhea Ripley, and she came back in the ring. Rhea had hit her move on Io Sky, but Bianca Belair was outside of the ring. She had got kicked in the face, which I didn't understand why Rhea was so mad. So I'm like, you kicked her in the face. What you expect her to do? Like, just get back
Mhm.
up? Oh. She got back in the ring. By the time she tried to count to three, kicked out. Then they just started. Her and Bianca started going back and forth. She ended up hitting Bianca again. I think Bianca hit her. Then Io got involved. Then Bianca got pissed off. No, what happened was Io and Rhea ended up hitting Bianca, and she got pissed off, and she called a DQ on both of them.
Go
so,
ahead, just set up the triple threat match.
so
Go
that's what's gonna happen. Um,
ahead.
that's
They'll
what's
probably
gonna happen.
They'll probably announce that Monday Night Raw that's coming up. Probably.
Yeah. I think Io's gonna be the one. Like, look, I want to fight both of you bitches.
Yeah, no, I can see it.
I'm sick of
Kind of
y'all.
building it up.
Y'all mushing my face and shit. I'm sick of y'all.
Nah, facts. Just keep
And
getting
that's,
over it.
I mean, that's how Raw ended up ending. It was a pretty good Raw. Like I said, of course, the highlight was the John Cena and Cody Rhodes face off on the promo. Shout out to Cody Rhodes. He did hold his own. I still had John Cena winning the promo because the way he ended it. But um, Cody well enough held his own and deserves to be in that ring with John Cena. So
Let me ask you. I started seeing some things on Twitter where a lot of people have been complaining about the pricing of WrestleMania, and some people have even said that some of the pricing is starting to seem like it's slowly going down. Like, what are your thoughts on that whole thing with the issues of the pricing of WrestleMania out here in Vegas?
can't be charging these type of prices and think people are going to show up, man. This at the end of the day, this is a family show. Dads take their sons, moms take their sons and daughters
Yeah,
to
yeah.
watch these shows. You know what I'm saying? Even grown ups go in groups and go watch this show. You know what I'm saying?
I know
So
me and you were kind of talking about going, but these prices are looking like it
yeah,
look, it look a little bit tariffy. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm
mhm,
kind of cool, man. Go ahead,
yeah,
just watch that bitch on Peacock.
yeah, for sure. Go to a watch party or something. But yeah, it just you can't charge these prices and expect people to pay these prices, man.
What are the normal? Do you know the normal pricing for WrestleMania like the last couple of years? Like what have the
I
pricing
mean,
been?
it wasn't cheap. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think
I'm not
it.
expecting it to be like $100, but I
I,
wasn't like these
it's
are going for
probably
like $3,000-$4,000 for one day.
it's probably 300 or 400 less
Mm,
than what they get trying to charge out here.
yeah,
Like Philadelphia, I don't know. We would have to look at the numbers, but I'm pretty sure Philadelphia wasn't this expensive.
yeah. We'll have to double check. I just thought it was an interesting conversation because looking at these prices because I'm still interested in going. It's just I'm not
Hmm.
trying to pay like
I'm
two
still
three
on the
thousand
on the
dollars.
thing. Like I might just have to go to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I know there's Smack because I saw the little calendar. They got SmackDown on Friday out
Hmm.
there in Vegas, and they got WrestleMania.
We got SmackDown, then you got NXT Stand and Deliver, which is gonna be good. And then you got Saturday, which is Hall of Fame, and then Sunday or Saturday, no, Friday night is the Hall of Fame, and then Saturday, you got night one and then night two.
I'm still trying to find a way. I was still trying to find a way. You know what I mean? I have to start begging motherfuckers for tickets. But nah, yeah, because them ticket prices are crazy. I'll just be going to Monday Night Raw with your ass.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's go to the NBA. NBA Western Conference Confidence Playoff Rankings.
Yeah, man. So I don't know if you did it. But I did. I can tell you probably did.
Well, look, you don't have a list and just ask. That's why.
Nah. I was kind of just gonna be like, yo, the top 10, like the top 10 teams that we had. I should have probably discussed with you that this is my fault. I mean, I had an appointment I had to go to today, but pretty much I did a confidence ranking of the top 10 teams that are in the Western Conference for the playoffs, like the conference meter, winning the whole Western Conference. So my top 10, I got number 10. You could just, if you agree or disagree, just let me know. Number 10, I got the Mavs. I got the Dallas Mavericks. They're currently in the playoff and the play-in. I got them number 10 just because of the injuries and stuff like that. Kyrie, I saw AD get poked in the eye again, him rolling around, so he out. So I got the Mavs 10. I got the Kings 9. I do like some of the pieces that they do have. I do like DeMar DeRozan. He is a closer and stuff like that. But again, I think Zach LaVine. But again, it's just defensively they leave a lot to be desired. Number 8, I got the Grizzlies. I know they're number 5 right now, but they're heading down a dark way right now. After the firing of Taylor Jenkins, you got John Moran out here doing gun fingers again. You know what I mean? He might get suspended the game again. Defensively, they're not looking good. Offensively, they looked a lot better even against the Warriors, but I got them number 8. Number 7, I got the Clippers only because of injury history and James Harden playoff history. If they stay healthy and all that, I wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers climb a little bit higher. Number 6, I got the Rockets. I just think they're young. I don't think they have a go-to scorer. I like Jalen Green and all that, but they have moments where they sit Jalen Green a little bit too long, or Alperen Sengun. It's just, I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know what May Adoka's doing. They still look good. They've been scoring over 140 points the last couple games, so they looking good. Number 5, I got the Warriors. I know a lot of people are putting in big love on the Warriors right now. I still think they haven't really played anybody. If you look at the schedule that they have played since they got Jimmy Butler, they did beat the Rockets and all that. They beat a couple teams like the Bucks and all that, but they were injury. They didn't have Jalen Brunson. Damian Lillard has been out. So I still got to see it, especially with the better team. I got the Timberwolves because I just like Anthony Edwards and that team. I think they're playing a lot better. Defensively, they're playing a lot better. We've seen what Anthony Edwards can do in the playoffs. I think his only kryptonite has been against Luka Doncic. He owns the Nuggets at this particular point. But I got them number 4. I got the Nuggets 3. I was a little worried on this one. I don't trust them defensively at all. I think Russell Westbrook is a huge liability. Jamal Murray's injury problems is a big problem. He's been inconsistent as well. Aaron Gordon as well. But we all see Nikola Jokic out there hooping. He had a 60-point triple-double. You can't underestimate that, man. And as long as he's on the court healthy, Nuggets will always have a shot. Number 2, I got my Lakers. I just think the combination of LeBron and Luka is top tier. Austin Reeves is a bona fide all-star. He's going to be a bona fide all-star. And I just think with us getting healthy, you've got Maxi Kleber. He's actually started ramping him up. So we get him back. That adds another big man who can space out the floor, hit threes. I think that would be huge. You pair him up with Jackson Hayes. I think you're nice. And then obviously you got the Oklahoma City Thunder, man. Best team in the league, man. I think they have a good chance of getting 70 wins before the end of the season. So what's your thoughts?
I pretty much agree with you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't hear nothing that, I disagree with. You made good points, and I'm right there with you, buddy.
I expected none less, man. I know my shit. I'm just fucking with you.
All right, man. Let's do our BetUS Surefire picks. All right, man. What you got?
I did all Final Four picks. So first one I got for the ladies, I got Texas +5 with South Carolina. Again, I do have South Carolina winning this game, but I think Texas can't cover. I think this is gonna come down to a 1-score game. So I got Texas plus the points. I got UCLA +7.5. I think that's insane. I was shocked to see this number. I don't know why UConn's favored that much. I think a lot of people are sleeping on UCLA. I'm easily taking plus 7.5. I got UCLA winning this game, so I'm definitely taking that. I got Duke -5. I just think that the scoring of Houston it gives me a little bit of worries. I know Cooper Flagg and the rest of those guys, they're just offensively gifted. They've been the best offensive team in the league next to Florida. So I got Duke -5, and then I got Florida -2.5. I think that number is I think that's a very easy pick right there. I think Florida is just a better team against Auburn. So those are my picks.
Yeah, I got a couple baseball and some Final Four picks. I got the Phillies -1.5 over what are they playing? The Rockies, and then I took the Yankees over the Diamondbacks. And then in college basketball, I took South Carolina and Texas under 124.5 total points. I just think that's going under. I think it's going to be a low score game. And then I took Auburn. Where's it at? My bad. There you go. Yeah, I took Auburn plus the 2.5.
Okay.
So, all right, man. If you go to any of our social media links or social media platforms, you can see the link for the BetUS website. You click on it. Right now, they're doing 150% sign-in bonus promotion. So you sign up, you get 150% off. That means you get 3 risk-free bets on your first 3 deposits, $100 up to $5,000. So you sign up. Your first 3 deposits. If you deposit $100 on your first 3 deposits and you lose, you keep your money. So you can win money or you cannot lose your money. So go to BetUS, sign up, tell them Cris Style Mal sent you. And that is our BetUS show picks. All right, man. So I was on Twitter the other day and saw this person post this list of the top 20 movies sequel movies that he thought was better than the original. Okay, and I'll let you know right now, I damn near don't agree with half of this list.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and post this list. Can you see that?
Yeah, I see it fine. Yep.
So we're gonna start. Shout out to Andre James. Give you a shout out, sir. So number 1, he has Terminator 2, which I have no problem with.
I agree with that. Yep.
I think Terminator 2 is better than the first time. Even the first Terminator was good, it's not better than the second one. Adam Family Value, I would agree with that. I'll take the second one over the first one. Even the first one was good. I'll take the second one. What's your thoughts?
No, I agree with the first 2. I think Terminator 2, I think is easily the best Terminator out of all the 3. And Adam's Family, I can agree with that too. So I'm not mad with the first 2.
Now this is where I disagree. Star Wars Episode 5.
Which one was this one?
This was Empire Strikes Back. It was good. I don't think it's better than Revenge of the Sith.
I low-key like Phantom of the Menace better too. I ain't gonna lie, that's just me. But Revenge of the Sith, yeah, I agree with you. I wouldn't say it's Star Wars Episode 5. So yeah, I can see I die with you on that one.
Yeah, Empire Strikes Back was cool, but we can get to another Star Wars top movies of all time later. But yeah, it ain't up there with me.
Mm-hmm.
Toy Story 2. I can actually agree with this. I think Toy Story 1 was great. It was classic. I think Toy Story 2 took it up another level.
Okay. I would pick Toy Story 1, but that's just
okay. I ain't mad at that. Bad Boys 2. I like 2, but I actually like 1 better.
2 is the best. 2 is the best one. I agree with him on this one. I love Bad Boys 1. Don't get me wrong, but yo, just the fight in the Pink House was one of the best.
Yeah, it was.
That shit was cold, bro.
It was okay. I would say the action is better in 2, but the dialogue was better. That's
probably maybe even the storyline might have even been better in 1, but I just think overall, Bad Boys 2 was probably one of the best like action films of all time to me, man. It's up there with like Die Hard with a Vengeance and stuff like that.
I agree.
Yeah, and honestly, Die Hard with a Vengeance, I don't see it on this list, but to me, that was the best Die Hard with Samuel L. Jackson.
Godfather 2. Now I got a confession to make. I ain't really get into the Godfather movies like that, so I can't.
I agree with him on Godfather 2. I think Godfather 2 is the best one. I agree with him.
Shrek 2. I had Shrek 1 better than
Shrek 1. I got Shrek 1. I'm sorry, man. Shrek 1 was the best one.
Yeah, I had Shrek 1.
Shrek 1 was the best. I agree with you 100%.
Sorry. I didn't get to. I didn't watch the Doones, but you're
Dune 2 is a better one. Yeah, like I love Dune 1, but it's more of a slow pace. Dune 2 is better. You see the more the relationship build up between the characters and all that, and just the fighting scenes were a little bit better. Yeah, so.
Kill Bill 2, I gotta disagree with this one. Kill Bill 1 was way better than 2. I'm sorry.
I agree with my man Chris, man. I love don't get me wrong, I love all the Kill Bills, but Kill Bill 1. I love Kill Bill 1. I think it's the best. Better.
They had the better fighting scenes. The story was better in the first one. Just everything. Yeah, way more quotables. Like, nah.
Kill Bill 1 was that shit. Like
yeah. Yeah. Dark Knight Rises was not better than The Dark Knight.
Excuse me?
Dark Knight Rises.
Is that the one with Bane?
Yes. It was not better than the Joker one.
It's not better than the Joker one. Nah. What was the Joker one called? It wasn't The Dark Knight. It was
The Dark Knight. That's why this one's called The Dark Knight Rises.
No, they had 3 of them. Dark Knight was the first one, wasn't it?
No, that was Batman Begins.
Batman Begins. Yep, you're right. Yeah, Dark Knight Rises. Like, don't get me wrong. I loved Bane. I loved the way he played Bane. I thought it was dope. But come on, man. Like, come on. The Joker one was the best one. That might have been the best. Like, that, even though I love the Robert Pattinson one, that to me, that's my personal favorite. But I think Dark Knight, right? The Dark Knight with the Joker is probably the best Batman movie of all time, probably.
Yeah. Then you have Batman. This is the Tim Burton version. Batman Return, that was with Danny DeVito and Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman.
Oh yeah. No, that one was really good. I love it.
It was really good, but I'm going with one. I still got the Joker one with Jack Nicholson. That's still one of my favorite movies.
I didn't like that. I didn't like the Jack Nicholson Joker. I was never a fan of that Jack Nicholson Joker, man. I would take Batman Return. I like Batman Return because I remember the video game they had on Batman Return. I think it was on like Super Nintendo.
I know, yeah, it was pretty cool.
That shit was fun.
But yeah, I'm always going
to have to piss me off.
Ace Ventura 2. Yeah, it was not better than 1.
No, it was not, bro. Sorry. Him going to Africa is not. Nah, I'm good, bro. Like, come on, man.
Now, this one's kind of confusing because you got Spider-Man 2 twice. So which is which? Is this the Tobey Maguire one?
Right, it's probably both. It's probably one's the Tobey Maguire, the other one's probably the
Tom Holland.
Spider-Man 2. I'm trying to remember the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2.
That's the one with Manifesto, I think his name is. That's the one because they were in Paris, right?
That's the Tom Holland one, I think.
Tobey Maguire. The second one was what was the enemy in that one? Because the first one was
that the Green Goblin? Was Green Goblin the second one?
It might have been.
If it was if the Green Goblin was the second one, then with that one, I agree.
The one with James Franco.
Yeah, I agree. That was
the first one. Was it Octopus in the first one?
I think it was Octopus in the first one. Yeah, it was a Dr. Octopus. Yeah. Because Spider-Man, my favorite Tom Holland one was Spider-Man Homecoming. That was probably my favorite one.
Yeah,
that was my favorite one. Yeah,
that was the best one. Transformer 2 over the first Transformer.
I love that first Transformer, man.
I like the first one too, but
Megan Fox is it. You know what I mean? But the 2 was cool. 2 was cool.
2 was cool. I think their dynamic, him and Megan Fox dynamic, him going to college, that scene where the chick was ended up being a
Yeah,
Decepticon,
yeah. Tongue kissing him and shit. Yeah, nah, yeah,
the little thing, the little robot and shit. He was all trying to get with her.
yeah. Honestly, I think I'll put them on the same pair. So,
Yeah,
like thinking about it, I'm not really mad if he says 2 is better than 1. I kind of put them at the same tier. They're both cool for me.
they're really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
X-Men: Days of Future Past. I actually like this one.
Which one was this one? I'm trying to remember this one.
I think this was the first time. This was the first one where they were young.
Oh, okay.
When Xavier and Magneto were young.
Yeah, that's that one. Oh, okay.
Because that was the one where they went up to Wolverine. He was like, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah. I'm not mad at that one. That one's cool.
Yeah, because the one with Apocalypse was terrible.
Yeah.
That was horrible. Aliens 2, I agree with this. I agree with Aliens.
I love Alien 1. I do love Alien 1, but Aliens 2 is probably the better one.
Way more quotable than that. Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Which one was with the park? Was that 4 or 3?
3.
That was my favorite one.
That was your favorite one?
I love that one. I love that one.
1 is my favorite one.
1 is amazing. Don't get me wrong, but I love 1. When he went to Surge, I love Surge, bro. That was my favorite one. I had so much fun watching that one. I really did. I did.
The Conjuring 2 was really good, but it wasn't better than 1.
Conjuring 2. No, it wasn't better than 1. I love Conjuring 2. The initial Conjuring, good. Like the first time you watched the first Conjuring, that was the most freaky shit in a movie theater I've ever watched. I've never been so scared in a movie theater.
Me too.
That was the scariest shit ever. You know what I mean? That was like, because it's like The Ring, it's like The Grudge, like you know what I mean. I think the first iterations of those will always be the best ones. You know what I mean? Even though Conjuring 2 was really good, I got scared.
It was good.
We never saw anything like the first Conjuring. Nothing like that. That shit was top tier horror.
And just the build up. The demonic presence in the house, the old chick.
That was freaky shit, bro.
It was just creepy, man. You just, your first.
That was the first time I prayed outside of a motherfucking theater, bro. I was like, bro, I'm good. I prayed all that.
The first night, you know what I'm saying, with the girls in the room, and she's right there in the corner. She's looking at me.
Or the hide and seek part when they were doing the hide and seek, and the shorty did the clown. Oh hell no! I'm out. Peace out. That's what's happening, bro.
Because I think the scariest movie up until that time was Insidious, the first one.
Insidious is good, boy.
Because that part with the dude when the red thing was behind the grandmother, it was like, oh.
Insidious is the scariest collection of films to me. I think that's the scariest one. But Conjuring 1 is the scariest. Bless you. Yeah. Love that. I watch those all the time.
Yeah, Conjuring 1 was way better than Conjuring 2. But Conjuring 2 was good.
It was
3 was okay.
Yep.
Hunger Games 2. I might grow with 1.
Hunger Games? No, I like 2. I like 2 better. I agree with him on that.
2 probably had more action in it though.
Hunger Games 2, I think that was when you kind of I like 2. 1 was good though. I ain't gonna front. But I'll take 2.
And then Spider-Man 2, which probably be the Tom Holland edition.
Are there some other movies that you think are better? Like I said, Die Hard with a Vengeance is the best Die Hard. What's the best one?
You think it's better than the first one?
100%. Die Hard with a Vengeance is better. Is the best one. The one with Samuel L. Jackson? That's the best one. That is the best one.
It's good, but I don't know if it's better than the first one.
What? Whoa. Time out, brother. Time out. Why? Why do you think this?
I just think the first one was a classic.
So entertainment value, story, Samuel L. Jackson. You're trying
Samuel was great, but I thought the first one.
Them going around the city trying to that shit was fire, bro.
It was good.
What about would you take Ghostbusters 1 or Ghostbusters 2?
Ghostbusters 2.
There you go. I'll take Ghostbusters 2.
Ghostbusters 2 by far, bro.
I'll take what about Cars?
I wasn't really a big Cars person. Because by that time I was grown.
Got you.
I'm trying to think of more sequels.
Oh, the Three Ninjas. The Three Ninjas. Which one was the best?
Shit, I can barely remember those movies.
Definitely two.
It might be two. I don't
What
know.
about Friday? You taking Friday 1, Friday 2,
One.
Friday 3?
Friday one. 2 with 3 was great, but 1 is just a cult classic.
Okay.
And then I just had Ninja Turtles one or a sequel to the Ooze.
No, Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah,
Secret of the Ooze.
I
I
agree.
like that's my favorite one. Yeah. Yeah.
Even though 1 was good, but
One was good. I even like 3 when they went to fucking Japan and shit. I like that one
yeah,
too. All 3 of them
yeah,
were
but
hits.
you could tell that the budget was.
What about RoboCop? What about RoboCop?
Oh, RoboCop 2. Come on, man. What we
RoboCop
doing?
2.
Yeah,
Facts. RoboCop
Kane,
2.
Kane,
RoboCop 2. Yeah. Nah, that shit
Nuke.
was hard.
That big ass man, the Nuke.
Yeah. What about Jurassic Park?
Man, that's a good one. Probably 2, because
Yeah.
that's when they
2 or
was
3.
on. That's when they was in. That's when the T-Rex.
2, I think 2 is the one where
They
they
went
had
to.
like the little kids or something like that in that one or something like that. That
Wasn't
was
2
2.
when the T-Rex got loose
I think so. I might have been that.
and he was eating everybody up?
Yeah. Trying to think who else. What other movies you had out there?
I'm trying to think other sequels because there's way
Rocky. Which Rocky you taking?
more. 2 is better than 1.
Okay. That's
Clover
another
Lane,
one.
the one with Clover Lane is way better than 1.
Mm-hmm. What else? What else we got? What else we got? Scary movie. Which scary movie you like the best?
The first one.
Yeah, I like the first one too.
The first one. The original.
First one. Big Mama.
The first one.
First one.
I'm trying to think. There's got to be more movies than this.
What about the Avengers?
Well, shoot. I think the second one was the best one.
Black Panther.
The first one.
The second one was just it was more of an emotional thing just
Yeah.
because of Chadwick passing away. But first one was the best one.
But I went into the second one like not putting that big expectation.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it was just like that's not
Yeah.
fair. Your star is gone. So
Right.
like,
All right. Yeah, no, I feel you. It's tough. It's tough kind of bouncing back off of that. Like
yeah,
especially with the overall success and just the
Mhm.
importance of his role and his character and just him as a human being being a part of that. You couldn't find anybody better to be Black Panther. You know what I mean? You just couldn't. You know what I mean? Just him, the Michael B. Jordan. Just it was just a great storyline.
Yeah.
What about Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh, that's a good question.
I
Actually,
thought
the last one.
The last one was emotional, with Rocket and all that.
And people don't talk about the high. What's his name? The high support.
He was ruthless as fuck.
He was way worse than Thanos to me.
He was. He really
like
was.
Thanos had a purpose. Like
Yeah, he
Thanos
did.
was like, I'm just gonna get rid of the 50%.
Yeah.
So y'all can start over and whatever.
He was a lunatic. Yeah, he was a lunatic for sure.
But this dude just didn't care.
Nah,
He had no emotion. He
Nah.
didn't care about nobody.
Nah, just the way he looked too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His facial expressions and all
Well,
that. You
what's
could just
name-
tell he didn't get
That's because what's his name fucked his face up.
Damn,
I'm trying to think of other sequels.
trying to think. What other ones you got? Fast and Furious. Which one you like?
Man, I stopped it.
Come on, man. Everybody likes Fast and Furious, dog.
I stopped after 5, man. It just
The
got
best one, my favorite one was the one when they were in Brazil. That was my favorite.
Yeah,
If I had to choose, I would probably say, I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of people said the first one.
Yeah, because it had to do with racing.
Yeah, no facts. Yeah, the second one did too.
And
To a degree. That makes
sidebar,
sense.
I know a lot of people hated this version. I thought Tokyo Drift was not a bad movie.
Tokyo Drift was not bad. It was actually pretty fire. It was fire. The more you watch it, that was low key kind of fire. That was kind of fire. I just think people couldn't get with the kind of takeover Paul Walker guy. I think everybody was kind of like just like, yo, just give us Paul Walker, bro.
The white boy was cool. He was good at Friday Night Lights. Whatever. All right, we'll get back to this list another time. We'll make our own list one day.
Yeah.
All right, man. It's time for Maul's favorite segment, Random News. It is now time for Maul's Random News.
All right, everybody. You know what I mean? I felt like we haven't done this in a minute. You know what I mean? Random news. You know, Chris, you know, he likes to downplay that. You know, it's my favorite. You know, this is his number one. You know what I mean? He always puts it in. I don't ever write it in. He writes it in. That just shows how much Chris loves this shit. Don't let him for you. All right, first up, man. MLB is making a lot of noise with this torpedo bats. Obviously, you know, the New York Yankees have made these a very hot commodity. You know, a lot of players are starting to, you know, request these bats, man. A lot of the manufacturers for these bats are working overtime trying to get these out, man. So, you know, some people have, you know, put high praise to these torpedo bats. Some people have not. I want to get your personal opinion. You know what I mean? As a Royals fan, diehard Royals fan, what are your thoughts on the torpedo bats? Do you like it? Do you think these should get banned? Do you think this is great for the sport? And do you think your team, like, you know, Bobby Wood Jr., should he go ahead and cop one of these?
Give one to Bobby, Danny Pascatino, Salvi Massey, give them all of them bats when they was playing today. No, I mean, I don't know. If it's within the legal rights with the size of the bat, you know what I'm saying, then I ain't got no problem with it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If it's legal, if the MLB approves it, who am I to be mad at it? You know what I'm saying? And if everybody gets a chance to use it, it's not like just the Yankees could just use it. Everybody can get one. So
yeah. I agree with you. Everybody should use it. I think this is great for baseball. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like I feel like for some reason the excitement level for baseball is growing a little bit. I really do. I've been hearing a lot of praise for the baseball season so far. Obviously, you know, the Dodgers are doing amazing. The Yankees are doing great. I think the Mets are not doing too bad. You know, I've been hearing great things about, you know, the video game, Major League Baseball 25. You know, I just feel like the excitement for baseball is slowly starting to creep back up, man. So I think that's a great thing. Next up, Olivia Miles, man. She decided to forgo the draft. She even decided to leave Notre Dame to go and hit the transfer portal. A lot of people are very, very surprised. I think she was projected to be a top 2 pick going into the WNBA draft. What are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts with Olivia Miles leaving Notre Dame and transferring? And where could you see her potentially go?
I think it's twofold. I mean, of course, it's going to be the money. The NILs, you know, you're going to make more money than you are going to make as a rookie. So you can afford to go back one more year. But I also think it has to do with her season. Like when she first, you know, before it got into the later of the year, she was averaging like 15 points a game. She was doing her thing, you know, probably like, you know, 5, 6 assists a game or whatever. And then it kind of dipped when it got to March Madness. She was only averaging like 10 points a game. I think she wants to be the focal point of the offense. I think she wants to get her offense off going. You know, it's kind of hard when you got Hannah over there doing her thing. And I don't think she's gonna go to a team that's like a powerhouse. Like I can see her going somewhere where she's going to be the number one option on the team. She's going to be the game flows through me. You know what I'm saying? So whether that be like a Rutgers or, you know, somebody like that. Like I don't see her going like to UConn or South Carolina or something like that. Like I can see her going somewhere where she's going to be the focal point of the offense.
Yo, come to UNLV, my girl. Come to UNLV. You know what I mean? Go, look, you know, Vegas looks good on you. You know what I mean? Just saying.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Next up, you know, might be a little bit of trouble in Bill's paradise. Seems like, you know, James Cook has put his house up for sale. I know he's looking for a little 15 million. Some Bills fans are a little worried about this. I know this. This goes on every year. Somebody puts up their house, but could you potentially see James Cook no longer be with the Bills in the next 2 years?
I mean, can I see it? Of course, but these dudes be putting out these cryptic tweets and I don't know, man. Like he might be on another team because it's a deep running back draft. So the Buffalo Bills could be looking at it like, look, I ain't about to pay you $15 million. I'll go draft DJ Giddens in the fifth round. I'll go get Travion Henderson or Quinshawn Juggins in the third round.
Maybe Omarion Hampton if you can.
Omarion Hampton in the first, like, or if he drops to the second, I don't know. Or any of those running backs. You know what I'm saying? I can get RJ Harvey. This is so many. Caleb Johnson. There's just so many of them that it's just like, all right, you want to go somewhere else? We'll trade you. We'll get a third round, fourth round pick for you, and we'll draft your replacement.
I think James Cook is really good. I think he's a very unique running back, but
he's good. No, he's good. He was the main part of their offense last year.
No, he was. Yeah, for sure. Next up, BJ Armstrong isn't impressed with the OKC thing. Quote said the league has changed. Half of the teams are tanking. So let me know. Should I be impressed or should I? If we just want to sit here and look at the stat sheet and start comparing, all right, I'll do that. If that's what you want to do. Half of the teams are tanking. I respect what the Thunder have done. I respect the players. However, here's the error where it is what it is. We're finding teams for not playing their players. I don't recall that happening a few years ago. What are your thoughts with his comments on the OKC thing?
I disagree with that. You talking about half the teams are taking? What they got to do with OKC? Like, what they got to do with it? Like, you trying to say because half the teams are tanking that's what they're getting their dubs off of? Well, then why are you watching the NBA then for?
And half the teams aren't taking. You got the
play. They're not.
You got a lot of teams playing in for the play-in.
Might be like 5 teams that's probably taking to get that number one, to get them balls. And that's it. It's like 5. Washington Wizards, Brooklyn Nets, and a few other teams. Outside of that, man, everybody ain't taking. They trying to get in the play-in.
Facts. And then honestly, let's call a spade. When BJ Armstrong wins this league was not. The league is way more talented than what it was. Like, I'm not even disrespecting the era, but that's just the facts. The league we're in today is way more talented than it was when BJ Armstrong was playing. So I don't know what he's talking about. Next up, your boys. They have requested to be the staple of the Christmas Day schedule. They want to be the Cowboys of Christmas Day. What are your thoughts? Do you think they deserve to have this honor and this right to have a Christmas Day every day, or you don't care, or you don't want to see it?
I mean, personally, I don't want them to play on Christmas. Just put that out there right there. But hell, look, if you want the NFL, of course, they want to put Patrick Mahomes on a fucking holiday. They do. Let's just call it what it is. They do. And if they want to take Christmas, fine, whatever. I guess.
This is not because of the Chiefs. This is just because of Patrick Mahomes. The moment he retires, the Chiefs are getting the fuck out of there. But to be honest with you, yeah. So as long as Patrick Mahomes is wearing the Kansas City Chiefs uniform, he will be playing on Christmas Day because they're trying to compete with the NBA. They saw like, yeah, maybe the numbers said the NFL did get viewed a lot, but let's all call it spade. Those NBA games were 100 times better than whatever fuck that product was on the NFL stage because all 3 of those games were snooze fest. Other NFL news: NFL is updating its uniform policy. It will allow teams to wear throwbacks and alternate uniforms up to 4 times per season instead of 2. What are your thoughts with this? Do you think they should just let teams just wear what they want to wear and not have a limit?
No, because I think the alternate jersey should be special.
Okay.
I don't want it to get too much where it's oversaturated and then it's like it's not a thing anymore. If you're a Chargers fan, you get the powder blue jerseys on a special day. You know what I'm saying? It's fan night. You know what I'm saying? Everybody getting $2 hot dogs and be wearing the powder blues tonight. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think that should be a special occasion when you do the alternates.
I think they should go back to the color rush jerseys too. I enjoyed when they did that on Thursday nights. You know what I mean? It was something different. You know what I mean? I like it.
Yeah. For sure.
Next up, the $20 Harriet Tubman that we've been waiting for, I feel like 20, 30 years now. It's getting postponed again to technical design requirements.
I bet.
It's supposed to be replacing Andrew Jackson. Do you think we will ever get the Harriet Tubman $20 bill?
I don't know.
I'm going to say currently in this administration, no. No, we are not. We are not. That's why I said 2030. That's probably the main reason why they said 2030. They're like, we ain't gonna bring this up to him, because we already know what the answer gonna be. Next up, Fulton County prosecutors have asked to have Young Thug's probation revoked.
Uh-oh.
Young Thug could be going back to jail, guys. What are your thoughts on this, man? Do you think he should get his probation revoked, even though he hasn't done anything wrong?
I mean, did they find something in the case?
It's just said they put in a request to have his probation revoked.
Oh, I mean, I can't say yes or no because I mean I don't want the man to go back to jail. I mean, if they haven't found nothing, no new evidence, and then no, let the man go. Let him live.
Yeah, I just think, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? I think the prosecutor failed miserably with that Young Thug case, which is all the side bullshit that was going on. You know what I mean? You had your opportunity and then you offered this man a deal and he took it. And I think you should honor that and just move forward. You know what I mean? I know they're pissed off because they used a lot of money trying to get a conviction and they couldn't get it. But to me, I think it is what it is. Next up, it seems like our great guy, Scott Hansen, the NFL Red Zone, is going to be the new in-game voice for Madden NFL 26. I'm assuming they're going to do some form of red zone, I guess, in the game. I don't know what he would be doing. But what obviously, you know, what is your level of excitement for NFL Madden? Obviously, coming off the, college football success, do you think it puts pressure on Madden to elevate their game? And do you think they will do it?
No. But we'll see. We'll see. And as far as Scott Hansen, hey, can he replace Charles Davis? Because I hate Charles Davis' voice.
Damn, for real?
I hate his voice. I do. I'm sorry.
Well, he's been the voice for the past like 20 years.
And I've hated it for 20 years.
All right, man. All right, next up, man. And this Nintendo Switch 2 was announced. You know what I mean? Specs came out. It will have a large screen of a 7.9 LCD 1080p screen, 120 frames per second with 4K HDR, 256 gigabytes, custom processor, micro SD. It launches June 5th for $449. I think it's like June 5th or something like that. Some of the games that did get announced are Cyberpunk 2, Final Fantasy 7. I got a new Mario Kart game. They got a Dusk Bloods from Software. I think even Madden got announced. What are your thoughts, man? Are you a Nintendo Switch kind of guy, and are you going to purchase this, or are your kids?
I mean, I'm imagining my oldest son will probably get it. He was a Nintendo Switch guy, so he'll probably get the second one. But I mean, I played it on it. It's a cool system, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool that you could take it with you somewhere and play it and stuff like that. So, I used to be a Nintendo guy back in the day, but, times have changed. And so, shout out to Nintendo Switch, though. People love it. So,
what's your favorite handheld game of all, console of all time?
Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance. I used to be a big Game Gear guy. I used to love Game Gear. I used to love that. Got a couple more. Next up, South Park season 27 will premiere July 9th. The new season will include Diddy, a violent war against Canada, and air traffic control chaos. What's your level of excitement for South Park? Are you a big fan? And what do you think of these storylines that they will have, and how curious are you?
I mean, that's on par with South Park, and I'm at a 0 because I don't watch South Park.
Yo, watch South Park? You don't like South Park?
I mean, back in the day, it was cool, but it's like The Simpsons. Like, niggas is still watching South Park.
Hey, man, that shit could be funny. I'm very curious on the Diddy episode. Okay. And I know the war against Canada is going to be fucking hilarious. I just know. But, man, I wish we could get Boondocks around this time. I think Boondocks would have been so great for this era, especially with everything that's going on. I think it would be dope. All right, a couple more. Next up, Adam Schefter reported that it's starting to feel like the Giants and the Browns will not be taking a quarterback with their top picks in the draft. You know what I mean? It seems like, more and more conversation is coming out. A lot of people, they believe that Cam Ward is the only bona fide pick in the top 10. And a lot of people believe that Shedeur Sanders is going to fall out of the top 10. Maybe even you have some rumors even saying that Jackson Dart could potentially get picked over Shedeur Sanders. So what are your thoughts with Adam Schefter revealing this on the Pat McAfee show?
Giants are stupid. You're dumb. And look, if I'm the Raiders, I'm not passing Shedeur Sanders. Saints, If he gets to you, that's a gift.
Yeah, that is a gift, bro. You got to take him, dog. You got to take him. I think it's insanity, but
Derek Carr is going to get hurt sometime this season, and it's going to be a long period, about 4 or 5 games. You want to do Spencer Rattler again? No. Put Shedeur Sanders out there, man.
Yeah, nah, please do. Yeah. Hey, man, I don't know what the Raiders are going to do, but
y'all going to get Genty, man. Stop playing.
Yeah, I know we're going to get Genty. Next up, Caleb Plant and Jamar Charles will fight on the same card on May 31st in Vegas ahead of the planned showdown that they're supposed to have later this year. Mike Carpenter has learned. Plant will face Jose Armando Resendez, and Charlo will face Thomas Lamana. What are your thoughts with this, and what are your thoughts of the potential Caleb Plant Jamar Charlo fight coming later?
Well, hopefully this leads to them fighting next.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that. Win your fight, and hopefully this will set it up for you two to fight each other.
No, I hope so too. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this fight ever since the smack heard around the world. So I just think both of these guys, they haven't fought in a minute, so I'm very curious to see how they look in the ring. But I expect both of these gentlemen to win, and I expect us to get a big fight. And I won't be surprised if that fight is on the Terrence Crawford Canelo Alvarez card. I would not be surprised. I think it would fit. You know what I mean? I think it'd be a good thing. And last but not least, man, Coastal Carolina has done something that all football fans hope that football stadiums take over. They announced that all concessions are free for home games in the season of 2025. Doesn't matter what you want. You want a hot dog? It's free. You want nachos? It is free. You want a soda pop? It is free. What are your thoughts with this? And do you think more teams should follow Eastern Carolina? Or Coastal Carolina, my bad.
Look, Coastal Carolina just trying to get fans in the stands, man. Y'all ain't fooling me, man. You're not fooling me. Because Alabama ain't about to do this. I'm telling you this right now.
Alabama, honestly, out of all the teams, Alabama could. What you mean? They always sold out. What you mean? What's giving away free concession? Coastal Carolina.
Because they know those
ain't got bread like that.
Nah, man.
Wow,
Coastal Carolina is trying to get fans in the stands.
Yo, that's crazy, dog. They're giving you free concessions,
and I appreciate that, but it ain't. I don't have a problem with it. You're not fooling.
Why are you questioning it? You should just be like,
I would take my free hot dog, of course.
Nah.
I would take my free soda, of course.
Hell nah. Oh,
but they're not doing this at the kindness of their heart. They're doing this because they trying to get fans in the stands.
So what?
Because what you said 2025. So let's say the attendance go up. They back charging in 2026.
All right, we'll enjoy it this year. You better take advantage this year. We never seen this before. Come on, man. Like, I hear what you're saying, and you're probably right. But motherfucker, you're getting free food and free drinks.
Well, let's go to a Coastal Carolina.
I'm with it.
So we get
they might be raising ticket prices. Now that might be another story.
Yeah.
But look, man, if they raise it like an extra $10 or $15, then so what?
Let's see something.
What, you about to look at the attendance for their games or something?
No, I want to see what their record was last year.
I think they had some pretty decent teams. I could have swore they had like a decent team one time.
Coastal Carolina. What was y'all record last year? Let's see. Give me a second, people. 2024. So they were 5th in their division. They were 6-7.
Okay.
Fans in the stands.
Bro, You don't deserve the hot dog, bro. You don't deserve the free glizzy. That's crazy. You don't deserve the free glizzy.
Oh man! But hey, shout out to Coastal Carolina, man.
Hey, you Coastal, you want to send me a ticket? Send me a ticket, bro. I'll go out there. I think y'all doing a hell of a job, man. That's dope. That's dope.
You're not fooling me, AD.
I like my partner here. He always want to be skeptical at some shit, bro. Just accept it. Just accept it, bro. Accept the free.
Shout out to the students, man. Y'all get free food for 2025.
I think all college football stadiums should do this at least one time a year. I think that'd be dope. Do it one time a year.
LSU is never gonna do this.
One time a year, they can't do one game a year.
Ohio State is never
one game a year. You can't do free concession for one game. Come on, bro.
USC will never do this.
For one game, they can't do free concession. Like have a fan night. They can't have a fan night with free concession.
Yeah, fan night is $2 off. That's what it is.
Come on, man. That's crazy. Or do like $1 everything. Dollar everything. Like these football teams make so much fucking money. You can't do like, yo, we're gonna have a fan night for one game. Like it could be for like homecoming night or something like that. And do $1 everything. Like you want beer, got beer. You want Coke, food, whatever, man. I think it'll be dope. Thank you, man. Talk to your man Chris. He over here trying to be all cutthroat business. Like, nah.
I'm not being. I'm telling you what this.
Brother, you still making money, man. People gonna be able to.
How am I being? I'm not saying that they shouldn't do that. I'm just telling you what they're not gonna do.
I think they should. I think they should. Yo, for the amount of just. Like you got to go through so much just trying to get to a football stadium nowadays. Parking is always bad. Trying to get into a stadium that sits 100,000 people is just, oh my god, it's terrible. Like so, if I go do all these hoops, I'm already paying you like $500 for a ticket, anyways. What's $1 for a hot dog and a beer? Them shits cost you nothing, and half the time them hot dogs are like old as shit. Them things ain't good. You giving me dry hot dogs with old buds. Like state the facts. Them shits ain't like gourmet hot dogs, bro.
Shout out to Coastal Carolina.
Yo, if Chris ever owned anything, bro, he about to rip y'all off, bro.
No, I would not.
He about to surcharge y'all motherfuckers.
I am for the people. I am for the people.
Right. Yeah,
right. My prices would be reasonable.
Yeah, right. You got hit with a tariff with your company. You quadrupling them prices. Like, nah, they charged me $5. Nah, yo, that shit went from $30 to $100.
I would never do that. I would never.
You wouldn't?
Do that.
Yeah, right.
I would,
right,
man.
My brother.
I am not like that. I'm for the people. I know you guys work hard out there for your money because I work hard for my money.
He tried to give you the political. He tried to give you that
political. It's the truth.
Come on, man.
I'm for the people, man, because I am the people.
Oh, here you go, man. The politician Chris. Here he goes, man. Senator Chris. Here he goes. Here he goes. Senator
I'm for
Chris.
the people, man.
Here he goes, man.
I would not charge you outlandish prices.
Don't vote for this man.
I wouldn't, man. My prices will be right on point. Affordable for the working class man and woman.
Anybody says that, you got to be skeptical. Crazy.
Anyway. All right, man. Let's do our NFL offseason outlook. We're doing the NFC South, Saints and Falcons. Let's go ahead and cue the music. All right, let's start with the New Orleans Saints. Now, they have hired head coach Kellen Moore. He was the offensive coordinator last year for the Eagles. You know, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. He also hired Doug Nordstrom as his offensive coordinator. Brandon Staley as the D coordinator. As far as free agency, they brought in former chief safety Justin Reed. He signed a 3-year, $31 million deal. They have brought back Brandon Cook. He was originally drafted by the Saints. He signed a 2-year, $13 million deal. They brought back Chase Young. He signed a 3-year, $51 million deal. And that's pretty much it. As far as their needs right now, Of course, they need pass rush. I think they need something to go with Colin Saunders in the middle. I know they've been linked to Mason Graham and some of the other defensive linemen. I think they also need an offensive lineman too. So they've been linked to Will Campbell. So I wouldn't be surprised if they get, take a look at one of these offensive linemen. And they need a quarterback because Derek Carr is not the answer. Spencer Rattler is not the answer unless he just improves this year. But they need to get a quarterback. This is why we just talked about it. It would be insane to me if they pass on Shedeur Sanders. If Shedeur Sanders is there at 9, you take him. And you don't even think about it. So, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. They'll probably pick an offensive lineman. They'll probably pick a defensive tackle. So, they could even pick another corner. I don't know. But they need a quarterback.
No, yeah, honestly, I agree with you. Like, I just think the Saints are just in a weird space right now. Should they take Shedeur? Yeah. Would I be shocked if they didn't and they were waiting for next year's crop of quarterbacks, potentially maybe Arch Manning? I wouldn't be surprised with that neither. We all know the relationship between the Mannings and the Saints. But again, I think this is going to be a terrible team. I think they're like old. They need a lot of stuff to help this team out. I don't think they're going to compete. We all know Derek Carr isn't the answer. Alvin Kamara, I still wouldn't be shocked if he potentially gets traded. Brandon Cooks. I like Brandon Cooks, but he does have injury problems and stuff like that. I just don't know where this team is going. Like, it's just kind of like they're just like in this like weird area. Like, you have a whole bunch of veterans that are kind of ready to win now, but in the same sense, you're not ready to win now because it's a terrible team. You didn't traded your star cornerback. You didn't, got rid of a couple other players on your defensive side. I don't know, man. You got rid of your new coach. You got a new coach, so we got to see how he is. Finally being the helm of a whole program. So see how he does. But offensively, I think they should be more exciting than they were last year. I'm curious to see how Kellen Moore uses like Taysom Hill and all that stuff like that. But overall, man, this team is just who we already know they're going to be. They're going to be a terrible team next year.
Yeah, I agree. So the Atlanta Falcons, they're going to go into the Michael Penix era for a full season. It will be interesting to see what they do with Kirk Cousins. I know they paid his, I think his sign-in bonus. They end up paying that, but we'll see. Maybe a draft night he gets traded. Maybe a little bit after the draft he gets traded. But this team, they need defense. Let's just call it for what it is. And pass rush should be number one on their list. They need to get one of these defensive linemen. They need to get a couple of defensive linemen, possibly another corner to help out AJ Terrell. So that's what their whole mission should be. Because offensively, you got Bijan Robinson, you got Kyle Pitts, you got Drake London, you got Mooney. So there should be no reason why this team offensively should be bad. They should be fine. But defensively, and that's what Raheem Morris is known for, he needs to boost up this defense because pass rush was terrible last year. They couldn't get to the quarterback whatsoever, which left your offense on the field longer. Left your defense on the field longer to get them tired, and then here you are. So hopefully we'll see what year 2 of Michael Penix look like now that he's going to be the number one guy. He'll be going to training camp knowing he's the number one guy. And like I said, boost up this defense. They let go of Grady Jarrett, so that's a hole right there already. So they're definitely gonna have to boost up the defensive line and probably get some more people in that secondary.
I think with Michael Penix actually having a full training camp, knowing that he's gonna be the starter, I think will help a lot. Obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if Kirk Cousins got traded. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle Pitts got traded. I wouldn't be surprised if they look for a tight end. I agree with you. They need to look at nothing but defense, but we have seen the Falcons before. They shocked us last year with their first-round pick. I would not hold it up against them if they maybe look at one of these tight ends like a Loveland or Warren. I personally think they should get a defensive player. I agree with you, but I wouldn't hold up to them, but again, I think this is going to be a young, exciting team. As far as like, if they can get the right pieces around it, they could make a little bit of noise in this division. Again, I mean, the only real contenders are the Buccaneers. I still have the Carolina Panthers as being a surprise. I said that last time, but I think if the Falcons find the right pieces, I think they could be right there with them. You know what I mean? I don't think there's going to be anybody that's going to like, just win this division by like 4 or 5 games and anything like that. I think it's going to come down to the wire like it usually is, but. So it should be interesting to see what they do in the draft and what they can potentially do as far as like maybe making some trades during draft night or maybe afterwards after they kind of like know who they have. So it should be very interesting to see how this team gets filled out for the next couple months.
Yeah, for sure. And that does it for the AFC South. We will be doing the AFC West starting on Monday. Where Maul tells me why my team will be 9-7.
Why do you think that?
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you, dog.
I was gonna say 7-10, but
wow.
No, I'm just fucking with you.
All right, man. You got anything else?
Nah. I think one of these days coming up soon, I think we should have fun and do some early over-unders. I know they released some of the over-unders for winning for the teams. I think we should do that. I don't know if we'll do it next week, but we should do that soon. I'm sure we're going to announce more of our NFL draft thing coming up soon.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on trying to get this flyer right.
Yeah.
And
get some guests and stuff on it for that.
Trying to get some people on there. Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Probably doing our second mock draft on Monday. It's time. It's April. It's getting close to the draft.
Yeah, it's getting close. Yeah, draft is what 3 weeks away, 3.5 weeks away, 4 weeks away.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll do our second mock draft on Monday, first round only, and then, hey man, I know y'all was killing us for our picks last time, but whatever. We'll see if some things have changed.
It's a possibility.
All right, good people. If you're thirsty, you need something to get you some good electrolytes and some good energy. Get you some Magnet sports.
Yes. Yes, sir. Magnet, the ultimate sports drink. Are you ready to take your performance to the next level? Do you want a sports drink that eliminates the muscle cramps and fatigue when working out or training? Meet Magnet, the sports drink designed for athletes who refuse to settle for mediocrity. It's power-packed electrolytes and rehydrates and restores balance with their scientifically formulated blend with magnesium that fights fatigue and boosts endurance. It has natural ingredients made with real fruit extracts and no artificial colors or flavors because your body deserves the best. It has delicious flavors like mixed fruit and watermelon that keep you revitalized and ready for action. It will boost your performance with essential vitamins and minerals. Magnet fuels your workouts, helping you crush your goals. Join the Magnet movement, whether you're training, competing, or simply staying active. Magnet is your go-to refreshment for peak performance. You can order it now on our direct link, drinkmagnet.com. Also, use the promo code Cris and Mal to get $5 off your purchase. Again, that's Cris and Mal. Save $5, man. Get you a drink. Get you some energy for the week. Shout out to Magnet.
Yeah, man. Also, you can go to any of our social media platforms and see the Printify link to our T-shirts, our Cris Style Mal shirts with the tap in on the back. We also have the Golden Night shirts. Also, we have the dad hats. So go ahead, tap in with us, get you a shirt, $25, all that good stuff. And you want to donate to the Cris Style Mal Podcast, you can donate to our Cash App, Cris Style and Mal, or Cris Style Mal Podcast. Whatever you want to donate to us, we will greatly appreciate it. whatever streaming platform that you use to listen to your podcast on. The Cris Style Mal Podcast is available, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio. Also, if you're a first time watcher on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button. So when we go live on Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, usually. You can tap in the live with us. You can talk about these topics. We want to hear from you, regardless if you agree with us, if you disagree with us. We want to get your opinion. If you're listening on the playback, leave your opinion in the comments section. But we want to hear from the people. We want to hear from you. So tap in with us. And whatever social media platform you use, you can follow us at Cris Style and Mal. We will follow you back, whether it be Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Twitch, whatever you use for social media. We are on it. We will follow you back. You have critiques, you have a topic, or you have critiques, or you have feedback, or you have a topic or a question that you want us to bring up on the show that's sports related, maybe it's music related, movies related, whatever it is, and we like it, we will bring it up on the show. We'll shout you out because we want to show love to those who show love to us. So go ahead and hit us up via DM, email, or our mentions. We will get back to you as soon as we can. All right, good people. Hope you guys have a good rest of your evening or night. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. You had a couple things going on this weekend, like the Final Four this weekend. Also, baseball's full effect. Um, got a AEW got an event on Sunday for all my wrestling fans out there. So, and then we got SmackDown on Friday too. So, see you guys on Monday. Don't do nothing we wouldn't do. Until then, we out.